Grand Finals is here, and it starts on the newest map, Argyle CTF. I'm Tools, and joining me for our Grand Finals is Why Not Be Reckless. We have Native Red going up against the boys of G1.
The moment you've been waiting for is here, your Grand Finals, and this is a rematch of the winners bracket round number 5, where Native Red were able to beat out G1 in the Game 5. G1 are the ones coming out of the elimination bracket, looking to get their revenge. Manny looking to get himself an active camouflage, but not able to grapple that away, but it was still on the side of Native Red, so I'm going to assume that they were able to scoop it up.
See the sniper in the hands of Boo Boo Doo right away. Last time we saw him on this map, he took it over with that snipe, but they find him quickly, and that's going to be key for this Native Red roster, right? Finding Boo Boo Doo, taking him down. Don't let him live for a second longer than he deserves. And well, Talik doing a great job already hunting down players. He's hit the shot, and he does it to fade away. No scope to get the next, and Talik's on a tear. It's a double for him. Absolutely blading left and right. Talik taking over this game.
Good God, Talik is absolutely out of control. 3-0 right now with an assist to go along with it, and still has 4 bullets ready, locked and loaded. Boo Boo Doo Boo snipe, just moonwalking right into his line of sight. Tyler taking over. Druck right behind him with another sniper rifle, double sniped up for Native Red. This must be the reason why they were able to beat G1 in the winners bracket. This is tough.
How do you deal with this pressure? Oh my God, you can feel how confident Talik is at the moment. Who takes a challenge like that?
And then returning that nade to sender from Suspector. Suspector is able to find the kill he's looking for, but that flag is still grinding forward. Soulstar's gonna go in, despite being one shot, tries to cap it because Druck was following right up behind him. That's gonna be a 1-0 lead here for Native Red. Suspector coming right up the mid as they're able to put Native Red 3 down. Gamers First might be able to pull a counter cap here.
He's re-peeking, and Druck's feeling confident. You can feel the confidence of Native Red, just period. Trying to take this fight, and Suspector wants to get this camouflage, but it's not going to be for free. Soul Snipe comes in. Soul Snipe trying to steal it away. Soul Snipe not able to put it on, but he bought enough time for Druck to take down the pesky Suspector at top mid, and that camo fight's still going on. Boo Boo Doo Boo's now down low trying to get this thing away, but they're not going to let him. Camo still up for grabs.
Camouflage sitting over toward the mid-map. It looks like 2 members of Native Red might be Soul Snipe and Manny are trying to get in position here. Meanwhile, Talik putting his body on the line to distract Falcon and that sniper rifle. I'm gonna assume Soul Snipe grabbed that camouflage and split over toward the bottom mid side. Yes, he did. Now he's dodging grenade from Boo Boo Doo Boo. Boo Boo Doo Boo trying to spot him out. Eventually he does, and Soul Snipe finally goes down with that active camouflage. Still a 1-0 lead for Native Red.
I don't think Boo Boo Doo Boo fears the pink mist at all, Tony. I mean, that might be some
not
of
the slightest.
Those are some of the worst Neils. It's not even his fault that the Neils are bad. They just did not want to hit onto Boo Boo Doo Boo. And well, that camouflage gonna go down easy enough, and now Druck is just waiting, right? Sometimes you just can't push forward. You gotta wait for the other team to get aggressive. But Falcade having the snipe, it's a dangerous proposition. The second he can heat up, things can change drastically, but his teammates start to fall down. And there we go. Falcade gets the first pick, and now he's ready to find a second man. He goes down. Can he make it a third? Soul Snipe's able to survive, but G1 gonna find a little bit of life from the sniper of Falcade.
And you gotta love that life coming out of Falcon right there. You deal with 2 players, he's able to retreat and not overextend, and even does some damage onto the 3rd player in Soul Snipe, who eventually takes him down. But that's just like 2.5 kills right there, and a large reason why he's so effective on the map. 7 kills, 5 assists, just put his 8th on the board. His back-to-back kills end up falling in favor of Gamers First. Native Red, half the members on the black screen, the other half trying to find some kind of avenue or some kind of flank is Soul Snipe.
So effective from Soul Snipe right there, right? His teammates go down. They don't have numbers, but he stays and waits and is able to find 2 picks while in the back lines, and it prevents G1 from capitalizing on their numbers, right? It prevents them from getting too far ahead, but it didn't prevent this guy from getting the camouflage. They need to take him down as soon as possible. Boo Boo Doo Boo will ruin your life if you let him get too far with the camo.
He starts the flagpole, but not going to overcommit to it. Want to try to get a little bit more value out of the active camouflage, but now that it's gone, he has to take Talik in a 1v1, maybe a 2v1, because the help is coming out of nowhere. The cross-map shots onto Manny. Native Red finds himself 3 down. One more player to deal with. He's going to be taken out as well. That's a double kill by Bubu and Sab moving that flag forward. Truck off the spawn is going to be dealt with immediately. Beautiful shots for Bubu getting the killing spree before going down, and we should have a tied-up game here. Sab turns the corner.
And Bubu really changing the game with that camo play, but this flag is still not in. And well, there we go. I was about to say you can't get too ahead of yourself when it comes to flags on this game. Sometimes they can absolutely come to bite you at the last second. Talik's been absolutely phenomenal this game, but we're starting to see Falcated catch up. It's really been the battle between the two of them. Talik double positive at 14 and 7, trying to lead the way, and Druck at top mids trying to help him out. Perfect kills from Druck as he's able to get the kill, but here's Bubu, and he's on the flank again. Look at his back pocket right now, Tony. There's a sniper rifle ready to come out.
I will say I respect the 15 and 7 on the Talik with the 3 assists to go along with it, but on the other side you have the main Slayer and Falcated 15 kills, 6 assists that has died the same amount of time, so just a little bit more effective on the map. And Bubu stopping that camouflage from getting in the hands of Native Red. That's going to slow them down quite a bit as he body shots Druck and transitions that right into a pull for Gamers First. So a bit of a stalemate that we have here, both flags down. Wonder exactly what happened with that active camouflage. Of course, it finds the hand of Soul Snipe. Soul Snipe goes in, takes down Falcated, but active camouflage no longer on the map.
Yeah, Bubu maybe trying to get a little bit too much value out of his position there. Waited a little bit too long, and it allowed Manny to get behind him, and then, you know, more importantly, gets the sniper out of Bubu's hands, right? Necessarily, I think it's more important for Bubu not necessarily to capture that flag, but just to keep control of the power weapon and keep it away from players like Manny, who can start to make your life a living hell if he hits these shots. Soul Snipe gets 2. Manny's looking for the 3rd on Foul. Foul goes down, and G1, they're in trouble, relying on Bubu to stop this flag.
Manny with the well-placed grenades to secure that kill onto Falcade. Eventually finishes him off with the battle rifle and just barely missing the toe shot with the sniper. He should expect some players to be pushing his sidekick door. Ends up using his height advantage with the body shot onto Falcon. Slides in to finish off that kill. Eventually, Manny is going to trade out his life. Soul Snipe now going to piv Sab, or at least attempt to. That sticky grenade almost connects. Soul Snipe! Couple shaky shots, but eventually finds the kill he's looking for. Now you have 3 members of Native Red pushing over toward the snipe door, and that flag will go in. A 2-1 lead for Native Red.
And although Soul Snipe's not the player that pushes that flag into the pedestal, he's the reason they capture it, right? Sab was in a powerful position. He gets the pivotal kill, and there's no follow-up from G1. They all start to head to the respawn screen. Suspector doing his best to survive, but he falls, and now Manny can get this next sniper. Well, he's gonna take a head while he's at it. Oh my, Manny. One more sniper shot to work with, but a full camouflage to utilize.
And that was a big kill out of Manny as well. We know how strong of a camo player Bubu is, so Manny immediately gets him off the map and snatches up that camouflage for himself. The ultimate X Factor is here with the back smack onto Sab. Druck able to take down Bubu once again. Not only does Manny have that camouflage, but he also has the grapple as well. Looking for the slay. Almost that shot. Multiple members of G1 gonna chase him out, but he has reinforcements coming quick.
It's more important, he stole their grapple, right? So he has so many opportunities to retake this challenge. Gets back into the backside of the map. And got Bubu made all his way there to pull a flag out. But you see Native Red, they're well positioned to pull one of their own. And we'll see if Bubu's plan comes to fruition, right? He's isolated, he knows he has a free run for a little bit, but they don't have control of their base whatsoever as we start to see Native Red pull one of their own.
And what a life by Manny. How annoying was he being over towards the back base, putting damage onto multiple players, forcing Gamers First to not only focus on what was in front of them, but also what was behind them. And eventually Manny, being as patient as he was, is going to lead to that flag being pulled out. But it looks like G1 and Suspector, along with Bubu having that flag out. And that snipe side, Druck taking down one. Suspector cleans him up, and we have a good old-fashioned stalemate.
Ooh, will be the first player to grab. Look at Sab. He's looking to get right into that base right now. Sab goes down though, and Soul Snipe gets the kill, and it's gonna be about refilling. I think you have to be careful of G1. Don't let anyone get by without you noticing the push. When one player leaks through, they can absolutely change the course of this game. With camouflage coming up, it might just be the most important grab. Boo Boo Dubu has the grapple to try to grab it right away. Boo Boo Dubu is successful. His team's down a flag cap, and you just gave one of the most potent players with this camouflage an opportunity, but he did not check his score. That might be the 84 FOV biting Boo Boo Dubu right there, Tony, if I'm being honest, because we saw it clearly on our screen, but Boo Boo Dubu, I don't think he saw him at all.
He walks right past the player with an active camouflage that could have decided this game. And now Truck not only keeping this flag alive, but having the sniper rifle in hands, and things are getting really dicey here for Gamers First. Luckily, Falcon with a sniper rifle of his own can't quite connect onto Manny. Even the bandit rifle, not enough to get him that kill onto that one. Two members of Native Red gonna aggress forward onto the snipe side. Beautiful shots out of Boo Boo Dubu. Then comes right in, not only saves the flag, gets himself the melee with the pole, and takes down 3 by himself. Boo Boo's Dubu sending Native Red right back to their side of the map.
Hey, make it up for a tough death right there. Boo Boo Dubu responds right back. But this is a map where you're gonna have to do that a couple times in succession if you want to have some success. Boo Boo Dubu, he's lurking though, and oh no, trying to get a little too greedy. He gets caught out. Druck gets the kill immediately, and now the rest of G1 are gonna try to salvage this position, but they're all gonna hit the respawn screen. And it was all up to Boo Boo Dubu, right? He had to get in, get the kill, get the return, but he just wasn't able to get there, and now it's up to Manny. You can see Manny taking a very different approach, lurking into the back. He's going to try to let G1 have a false sense of security before he pushes up and tries to get kills. But Boo Boo Dubu, he's looking for rats, and he's in extermination mode as he pops Z-Manny at the back.
Lone Wayne said all rats have to die, even Master Splinter. So, Manny, you're not going to be able to camp over towards that back base. Boo Boo Dubu coming in like the exterminator, taking him down, and with us moving into sudden death. Native Red 1 return away from taking the game. Meanwhile, G1 looking to return that and tie it up to send us into an overtime. Druck with the sniper rifle connecting onto 2 different players, ends up getting himself the double kill. Boo Boo Dubu gonna save that flag, but for how long? It was just temporary. Native Red move in for the return, start to give himself a little bit of love taps in the back because they know they got themselves a win. Native Red take game 1.
And we gotta take a look at that last play once again. Oh my God, Druck just gets the perfect spot at the perfect moment, Tony. That sniper making such a critical play in this game, and it's the opponent's sniper too, right? It's not even their own. He goes, gets their sniper, and says, hey, I'm gonna win this game. See it coming off spawn right there. Druck wins the big fight, sniper in hand, and I like his patience, right? You don't get too ahead of yourself. You can't just fly forward. It's about lining it up. So Spectre goes back. He sees the contested on it, so he knows it's a free shot. Uses the kill, uses that kill indicator to line up his shot, and that's what I really like about it, Tony. Is yeah, he can't see that sap. Once he sees that the contested, he knows that they're on it. He uses the indicator to line up the headshot, and then after that, it's over. Sab goes down. Boo Boo Dubu's on respawn, but Talik, he's there and he's ready to get the kill right away. It's a perfect return, and although it was a 6-minute flag standoff, it ends up in a Native Red victory.
Talik, the main slayer from Native, won in that game number 1, but it also really was Druck making plays. The man who wasn't able to make it to Charlotte, clearly upset and clearly taking it out on Gamers First in that game number 1, and now game 2 coming up next. I always say when you're looking for a fight, you gotta take it to the streets. First to 50 kills, take the win. 12 minutes on the clock. Can Gamers First answer back, or will Native Red go up 2-0 in the series?
I mean, I feel like that's a backbreaker for momentum, right? We saw G1, who had a very similar close series to SSG, but it was the flip of the end, right? Where G1 was able to ice up and get those victories, get that 3-0 win. Now Native Red, they play a close game, but they're the ones that are on top, and G1's gonna have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? Not everything's gonna go your way in this series, you know that, but you're gonna have to be resilient through 2 best-of-5s if you want to beat today's champion.
Whenever I think of Streets, I think of a map that's just so punishing. A map that the moment you go 3 down, you not only lose momentum, you not only lose space and real estate on the map, but you usually lose resources, whether that be the Stalker Rifle, whether that be even the Assault Rifle, obviously rockets, Bulldog, and the equipment. There's so many resources on the map that when you lose control, there's so much being lost, not just, like I said, not just the real estate, not just in that control. So I feel like that's one of the reasons why things tend to snowball so much on Streets, because, you know, once you put your opponent 3 or 4 down, then you get yourself a Stalker Rifle and a Bulldog. It's a lot easier to punish them, a lot easier to put them another 4 down again, and then it just keeps going on from there. Am I accurate with my interpretation of Streets, or do you have a different mindset with it?
No, absolutely. I mean, everything essentially comes down to the control, right? It's like, what can you control? And like you said, once you get everything in your possession, it snowballs, and it snowballs fast. Streets is never going to be easy once you lose control. It's like one of the hardest maps to break out of, right? That's what teams really need to practice at the end of the day, is how do you break when a team has full control over you? Because it's oppressive the way that that you can control spawns, that you can control power weapons. I think the Red Rack update helped the map quite a bit, but there's still some glaring problems when it comes to the disadvantage that you can have in a game. It can feel impossible to break out of that moment.
The leading slayers of the last game were Talik of Native Red with 26 kills, 13 deaths, and 10 assists to go along with it. By the way, 16.3 KDA. Man's putting up video game numbers right now. Falcated, meanwhile, the leading slayer of G1 with a couple players right behind them with 22 kills and 11 assists. So in a game type that's all about slays, I'm going to be looking to the 2 main slayers from the respective squads, Talik and Falcated, to really lead the charge. I would assume that I'm going to make the assumption that the winner between these 2 when it comes to the slays department, that team's going to come out with the win. I don't know if it's going to be G1. I don't know if it's going to be Native Red, but look towards Talik and Falcated's score line, because I believe that's what's going to tell the story of this matchup coming out, Street starting up game number 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those are the 2 players to look out for. I'd also like to see Sab just have a little bit of a better performance, right? 8 kills, 22 deaths, and only 4 assists in that last game. Something going wrong. We're used to seeing Sab take over games like he did in that last series, right? There's times where him and Bound were going at it, and he was winning. Or 30 kills on this map last time he was on it. But already seeing the respawn screen early on as Soul Snipe gets that first blood. And it's all the fight for rockets, and you can't let Soul Snipe get away. He sends the rocket back, wastes 1 before he goes down, but those rockets still have to grab the bottom mid.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your grand finals here. One of these teams will be crowned champions, mind you. It's Gamers First that are forced to reset the bracket coming out of that elimination side of things. So currently down 0-1 and currently have quite a road ahead of them. If I'm Gamers First, I'm treating this game 2 as if it's a game 5. Treat it like your tournament life is on the line, because the last thing you want to do is give Native Red any kind of control like that. Soul Snipe trying to stay alive over toward the tires. Talik and Druk just set up right by them. Manny daring anybody to cross with the rockets. The first kill's gonna go towards Gamers First, but Boo Boo Doo Boo playing right into Manny's trap. That's an easy kill by him with rockets.
Even though rockets go to Native Red, the score still in favor of G1, and it's gonna be a fight like this that can make all the difference. And it's a trade. Manny has to be kicking himself right there. That definitely felt like a kill that he could take on his own. And now the rest of the push from Native Red, it's going to be stifled. It's not going to be as effective, but Druk's trying to clean up the pieces. He's able to get to the assist on the 3rd, and Falcon can't get away. Druk is the perfect janitor, cleaning up the mess that was left behind, and they're back to even.
Druk able to make his way over toward the tower side. Rocket launcher coming up once again. The nades are coming in. Booba Dooba goes right in for the child. Druk willing to accept it. The perfect kill out of him. Soul Snipe coming in out of nowhere to cover his back onto Falcated Suspector, the final player alive on the tower side. And with that, Sab sees that opportunity to steal the rockets away. He's down to 1-shot fires off 1 to take down 1. Suspector there to pick it right back up, tied up at 11 apiece. But Suspector having the ultimate equalizer.
This rocket can change everything, but it has to be well placed. Problem is, there's just no You have to get the kill, right? Because you don't have a BR to shoot cross map to finish it. There we go. He gets the kill. The shotgun to take on Drunk. He gets the double BR to refill. Perfectly played by Suspector, and that's going to be what really changes the beginning of this game. Now you're starting to see G1 be a little bit more comfortable, constantly pushing. Sab picks up the next kill. Ray and Red are in trouble. Talik trying his best to stay alive, gets a trade, but the trades aren't going in the favor of Native Red. The numbers continue to go for G1. What was just a 3-kill lead now turns into 6.
G1 trapping Native Red over toward the subway side, attacking them from multiple different angles, and it pays off. And not only did they clear them out of the C side, but they also addressed the A side spawners as well, as 3 more kills on top of that from Gamers First. This is when we talk about that snowball effect, when it's rolling downhill and continues to get bigger and bigger from the C to the A, and now Gamers First have the opportunity to slow it back down again, get that next round of slays, and then punish them once again. They have a 7-kill lead.
Suspector's caught out though. He has to back on down, and that's going to give B control over to Talik. And now Native Red suddenly have a little bit of positioning that they can use to try to break through, but Talik gets too caught up. You can't try to take the long range fights for too long, or else you will get punished. Things getting dicey as trades come through, but this should buy Native Red some much needed breathing room as they come back towards C. With rockets coming up, they want this position to have a good cross map shot, and the red gun should be coming up, I think, relatively soon.
Love this play by Native Red, controlling a home base, get yourself through the C side, and then try to play it out there once again. But just because it was a good starting play doesn't mean you're going to finish that way. In fact, they go 2 down right off the rip, giving Gamers First the advantage to push over towards the Rockets and to continue to put them on the respawn screen. I didn't even see the Rockets. I'm just going to assume it's in the hands of someone from G1, and of course it's Falcated. 5 kills, 7 assists, only died 2 times, and ready to plant 2 more onto the face of Native Red. Gamers First are playing great fundamental Halo at the moment.
Yeah, scary moment for Native Red, and this is not the pace that they want to be at. Usually Native Red, when they win big, but when they lose, it's by a hefty margin. Usually they lose by over double digits in Slayer. And right now, G1 is looking to make that remain true. They are just putting the pedal to the metal, flying at these spawns. What was a 3-kill deficit has just continued to grow as we're looking. I mean, it might get to 20 kill. It might get to like a 20 kill deficit if it keeps going this way, Tony.
Soul Sniper with the driveway side, but Talik is in the arcade. He's going to be a very important player because Falcon hasn't spotted him just yet, and that nade's going to put him down to 1 shot. And now G1 coming in with the overwhelming numbers onto the B side, pushing them right back. Just like that, Native Red coming in, clearing out that B side right out to the PD. They're fighting right back. Soul Snipe wanted to stay alive against Boo Boo Doo, but it's not going to happen. Either way, 35-22 lead. Gamers First still have control.
Talik's trying to do his best to get them back into this, but still a double-digit deficit to overcome. And you can see G1, there's no one lacking behind this time around. Everyone's pulling their weight, and Sav, he's trying to make up for a lackluster game 1. 11-6 thus far in the game, and while he has the red gun in position onto that rocket, it's gonna be tough to break out of this one. I love the little shroud screen, keep yourself alive. Everyone goes down from Native Red, and suddenly they're not only thinking about winning this game, Tony, they're thinking about how they like their steak and looking more and more like a nice little dinner for them.
I talked to G1 before this, a little bit of medium rare, always gonna have the garlic butter, basting and the thyme and the herbs and all of it in there, basting that steak and making sure you have it nice and juicy by the time it comes out. I talked to them before about this. Gamers First, medium rare.
Medium rare family. You can get a little reverse sear on it, a little based action as well. Tony, you gotta get that thing nice and juicy.
It goes away. Boo dropping the spike grenade, and that's gonna stick onto one to take down the other one as well. Those spikes so powerful in those closed areas, and you got to see it up close and personal as Gamers First moved himself within 2 kills away from taking this game number 2 and ultimately tying up the series.
Here we go, Sab trying to finish this game on out. It won't be a steak dinner, but it will be a convincing victory, and I love to see the bounce back from Sab. We saw the stats in game 1. It wasn't pretty for the guy, but he comes back. He does not let it affect him whatsoever, and he leads the category in slays for this game too. It's responses like that that really show the fortitude of these players and show that, yeah, you know, it might be a momentum based game at times, but they can reset themselves. They are professionals and they know how to get the job done. A convincing victory for G1 as we move into King of the Hill on live fire.
I can't really say that I'm really surprised by that convincing victory in game number 2. Gamers First came into this 6-2 record in Slayer back at Charlotte. They're one of the better Slayer teams that we have in our league. Meanwhile, I got the chance to sit down with Posey of Proton Gaming, and he talked about Native Red being one of the best live fire teams, and he's played with them and Scripps played with them time and time again. So Gamers First taking game number 2, can't really say I'm too surprised, but beating them on one of Native Red's best maps, that's a whole nother story here for Gamers First.
Yeah, that's just so surprising that we saw a result like that, like how quick it was, how dominant it was, and like you said, it's a great map by Native Red that just doesn't fall their way. The swing game's so important for G1 within series, right? When they go up 2-1, they usually win their series 86% of the time. When they go down 1-2 in the swing game, 0% match victory rate. This game gonna be so important for this team.
Yeah. Will Gamers First put themselves in a mini sweep situation where they've struggled time and time again, or can they continue that momentum that they built off of that round number 2 win? Drunk with the sniper rifle isn't what you want to see, because he makes plays like that, goes in for the double no scope with the sniper rifle onto Sav, just barely missing out on the second one. That's going to be some good hill time for Gamers First, but Talent coming in with the heat wave.
I think those bullets disappeared, Tony. I don't know about you, but I've never seen a heat wave do nothing, bro. That heat wave did nothing, and now G1 are just gonna walk away with this hill.
I don't know, man. When you fighting over a foul call on the streets, you know you got to shoot for it. You know, ball don't lie, game don't lie. He didn't get the kill. Meanwhile, Sav with the sniper rifle. Double kill. His game's not lying right now. That's gonna be a double kill, almost a triple onto Druk. Meanwhile, he didn't need a triple kill for them to take hill number 1. Gamers First picking up exactly where they left off in game 2.
Here comes Manny. He needs to clear out this tower for his team. Okay, at the power position. As you can see, Boo Boo Doo just has free reign over in the top mid. Gets that damage down. It's up to Manny to find the break, but he's running out of BR shots, but it's the last one that counts. Manny gets the kill, and he's expecting the push. The Spectre didn't see the sky word player make the difference. He's staying alive. Manny trying to do the best for his team, but it's too much to overcome. It's an onslaught of G1 players, and Talik will see the respawn as well. Falcated with the triple to break Native Red spirits.
And with that, he should have an advantage to go after this overshot. I would imagine to shroud this out before committing to it. Great play by him. Nobody on Native Red able to get a clear line of sight onto Falcated. He's gonna pop that off. Now gonna cut off the mid-side angles. Manny thought he had a clear run over toward the sea, but a couple extra shots with Falcated led to him trading out his life, and now continues with points on the board. Native Red go 3 down. That final player from Native Red might be able to do some damage to Talik, but he does not have the numbers to break this setup, and now G1 are going in for their spawns.
Falcated's doing a great job staying alive. It's not necessarily important to get into the hill right away. Rather than to play for the slays, get the numbers, then gather yourself towards this hill. And Native Red had to be thinking, this one's over. We're not pushing anymore. It's about setting up for the next rotation, but nothing's gone right for Native Red. The slays aren't there. The control of the map isn't there. They need something to drastically change in this next hill.
2-0 lead for Gamers First, who are looking dominant right now. Talik bringing the heat wave. Finally, Gamers First go 3 down, but I mean, the damage clearly has been done. It's been Gamers First looking dominant so far in the early game. Maybe the sniper rifle might be what Native Red need to come back here. You have a 4-man push out of Gamers First, a 4-man setup out of Native Red. First kill going to be important. And what do Gamers First do? Shroud out an entire angle. Are they going to play through it? Are they going to go completely to a different side? Native Red having no idea that Shroud changes up this push, but Manny is still Manny.
Hey, the shroud works both ways. You can't see in, and they didn't see that Manny was one shot, but Manny saw plenty of heads to click. It's doubles for him, and it's all G1 that go down. Yeah, it's a great shroud screen play, but you got to find the follow-up, and you got to take this man down. It's a hill for Native Red, and they might just get a hell of a momentum push on that last play.
Big plays coming out of the X Factor in Manny, and finds herself into the next hill right as Overshield should be coming up very soon. Body shot onto Boo Doo, allowing his teammate to finish off that kill, then snatches up that Overshield while Gamers First going 3 down. He's not going to pop this Overshield against the final player. He's going to save it, trust his teammate to finish off this kill, and use that Overshield for the next life of Gamers First push.
You can see G1 trying to put their numbers towards tower, but Manny has an overshield and a sniper to take down anyone that gets too forward. You see G1 not putting any numbers towards sandbags, right? They're going straight forward, and that shroud screen is going to help with that play. You can see how much how they're able to put 3 players right into that hill without taking that damage that you'd normally expect. Sab gets 2, and it's all up to Talik. Shroud screen's in place. He could use that to make a last desperation push if he wants to, but instead G1 not going to get into that hill. So Talik feeling comfortable enough to lay down. I mean, hell, you might be able to shroud screen that out, jump in that hill, and get the last little bit of time yourself. Look how close they are to capturing this one, Tony.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. A Native Red have a decision to make. Are they gonna like just go for that hill right away? Are they gonna try to wait to take the seaside control, then play for hill so they have tower side control for the next one? A lot of questions will have to be answered here very soon as G1 are putting points on the board. Native Red 1 break away from stealing it out. That's exactly what they're gonna do. That's a 2-2 tie, but it's Sab that's just waiting here over toward the tower side. Going in for a piv against Druck, but you have to know you're in a 2v1, a 3v1, but I didn't see Boo Doo there.
It's an incredible amount of momentum that G1 had at the beginning of this game. I mean, look, Native Red, no one's really positive on the team quite yet. Manny, with those crazy snipes, was able to go +2, but you see just how badly beaten they were in those first 2 hills, but how quick you can get back into these games, right? It's not necessarily important that you play well on each hill. It's just about getting 4 to your name, and Talik's doing an incredible job of fighting kill after kill. It's a triple for him. The last is in hill. His teammates are trying to clean him on up, and he's going to stay back down. Remember, this overshield going to be important, and oh, Talik, he's being the difference maker. Native Red are on a run, and it looks to continue on.
Talik has clearly come to play right there. You had 3 members of G1 surrounding that overshield. 3 members, and Talik puts down 3 of them. Suspector thought he had a flank off, but had no idea the Soul Snipe was manning the tower side. That's going to be devastating for them as they're quickly losing numbers left and right, and Native Red are quickly gaining traction on this final hill. They're just about a split second away from stealing it. Soul Snipe thinks this is his opportunity to do just that, and Native Red go 3-2, 1 more hill away from going up 2-1 in the grand finals.
But remember, this was the hill that G1 dominated at the start of the game, so they're comfortable on this side. They know how to get the job done, but as Native Red learned from their mistakes, Struck pushing into the back, but Foul with the nasty strafe gets the job done. Kill for them, and numbers and an advantage of G1. It's going to stifle this push for Native Red for now. And Manny getting a little comfortable with that snipe, not able to take the head, and now you've given the sniper over to Sab. This push looking more and more dead in the water as time continues on.
3 out of 4 members onto the black screen here for Native Red. Talik and Manny, the first 2 up here. Meanwhile, Sab retreats all the way back to nest with this sniper rifle. Love this play by G1 to control the pace of the game. They're not just going to stay attacking Native Red. They're going to allow them to spawn, get into their setup, and hopefully lock down every angle, but it's easier said than done when Soul Snipe is flying it over toward the green side, right behind enemy lines. The rest of Gamers First are just a step behind. Native Red break the setup. 2 members go down for G1. Native Red take control.
I love that Native Red just didn't give up on this hill, right? They could have absolutely played for the next rotation, said, hey, we'll get it on the next hill. Let's get tied up 3-3, but they saw their opportunity. They get in, they take it. And now overshield coming up. It looks like G1 has a better position to grab this. But they still have to fight into the BRs of Native Red if they want to take this hill. And you know it's not going to be for free, especially with them having the nuke combo spawn. Suspector not necessarily guaranteed to make the play.
Well, through the shroud he comes, but that overshield still having a bit left. The high damage dealer as he puts shots onto multiple members on the map. Trusts his teammate to finish off that hill and immediately pushing the seaside where Native Red are overextending early here. Looks like Drug takes down Falcated. Suspector missing the melee. That's going to cost him dearly.
Oh man, he just wins a huge fight on Boo Boo Doo. And now they're 4 down. They have no position on the map. Soul Snipe's gonna soak up all this time. Where is the spawn? Falcon spawns towards Nest, but the rest over by A, and Drux looking to go on a push to get behind them all. Sniper's coming up, but they didn't find Falcon right away, and that's a big kill just because it stops the time for just a bit longer. It's gonna give G1 more opportunity to get back towards this, but man, he has been vital to Native Red. Keeps staying alive when he shouldn't be able to. And here comes the final break from G1 as they're looking to finish this one out. Talik goes down. The spawns are broken. G1 have control.
And it's not even just Native Red's teamwork, it's their individual skill as well. They're winning a lot of these pivotal battles, and like you said, they're also staying alive masterfully, buying so much time for the rest of their team. Native Red have been looking very clean so far in this latter half, but Soul Snipe coming in toward the backside. Falcade and Sab answer right back with back-to-back kills. Falcade immediately taking height with his heat wave. He's chasing down Talon, gonna find that kill, and then immediately chases down yet another one. Doesn't get back smacked, gets himself the double kill. There's one more member of Gamers First that's in the hill here. And wow, just like that, Native Red being sent to the respawn and now being forced to break the set of the Gamers First, once again having locked in.
That's a double whammy because not only do they get wiped and then spawn towards the B spawns, moving them away from that overshield that Boo Boo Doo has in his hands right now. And although the rest of his team goes down, he's going to be able to stay forward with those extra shields, make himself a hard kill. And you can see what should be free hill time for Native Red is resulting in nothing, and that's how it's been for the last, I'd say, minute and a half of this game. Is that Native Red, they're going blow for blow with the kills pretty often, but they're not getting the kills when they matter the most, when they can get hill time out of those slays.
Duba doing a great job of backing down and playing his life, but Falcon and Suspector do end up hitting the black screen. Sab clears out the tower side seemingly by himself, so that might be big for him. Talik knowing exactly where he's at, trying to get back into the play. Sab trying to block off that angle from the mud side, but didn't have the health to work with. Quickly goes down. Talik is here, finds himself a suspect player. Now gonna work on doo-booing the boo-booing, and Chuck gets himself a double kill. Just like that, Native Red take over this tower side. Look, making it look easy. Falcon retreating for the heat wave. Gamers First so close to capturing this hill, but they have to break Native Red once again.
Yeah, that heat wave's gonna make a huge difference in this fight, though. Sab trying his best to stay alive, gets towards his teammates, and you start to see G1. They have a good push. They're formulating in the right spots, but they have to execute on the kills. Sab gets taken down, a massive one from Talik. It's gonna move the heat wave into his hands, but he has to stay alive. Players all around him, but he somehow regains his shields. And now Boo Boo Doo Boo's the victim, but Boo Boo Doo Boo eats the shot. Are you kidding me?
They can't kill this man. He ends up finally going down, but the damage has been done, taking down 2 along with them. Sniper rifle and overshield coming up, but Native Red looking to end this before they come into play, and that's exactly what they do. No overshield, no sniper rifle for you. The game is over. Native Red 1 win away from taking this tournament.
Such a tough loss for G1, right? They started out the game so strong, and it all comes down to that final hill, and Native Red get the break at the right time. It really did feel like G1's game to lose, and unfortunately, it doesn't go their way. Look at this. I mean, this was such a big moment from Falcon. This is where I thought they were going to win, because he stayed alive, got that heat wave, but then after he dies, he gives up that heat wave, and it just does too much damage. Boo Boo Doo Boo couldn't survive. The hill eventually goes back to Native Red, and they just did not spawn close enough.
Sometimes it comes down to those individual plays, and a lot of those individual gunfights were going in favor of Native Red. Again, I love the fact they were able to hold on to setups. I love the fact they were able to break setups as fast as possible, but sometimes it comes down to simply getting your kills over your opposition, winning your 1v1 gunfights, and in my opinion, a lot of them went towards Native Red. 4-3 fight in that King of the Hill. And Native Red really are one game away from beating out G1, not once, but twice in this tournament to become your champion. This is really surprising.
Yeah, it's going to be a banger of a game 4, but Tony, it all goes back to the stat that our stats man gave us that I think makes this look bleak for G1. Whenever they lose the swing game and go 1-2 down in a series in season 2 of HCS, they have a 0% win percentage against top 16 teams.
Ouch. Stats not on their side here for Gamers First, but it's up to them to write their own story. It's up to them to add a new chapter in this book, or maybe start a whole new one. Native Red might have beaten you over to the winner's bracket. You may have never been able to win out a series when you were down 1-2, but every story begins with the pen to paper. And so as of right now, G1, you have the opportunity to change this story. You have an opportunity to, like I said, write that new chapter in, and it starts right here, right now. You already won on streets in game number 2. Come back in, win it out of game number 4, send us into that game 5, and then anything can happen. I'm a believer.
Man, I'm a believer too, bro. I got all the albums, I got the posters up on the wall. You know what I'm saying, Tony? That y'all just don't see it. I got a little blank spot for the casting, but I'm a massive fan, and that's why I believe in anything that can happen today. We're seeing that what is it? It's the Native Red boys that are milking us. Who is it? Talik, Drug, Manny. So Mr. Soul Snipe. You see, can we get on Twitter real fast? Everyone get on Twitter.
Don't
at
do
Mr.
that.
Soul Snipe. Don't. You said don't do that.
No, do that.
Don't do that. Hey, hurry up. Looks like he's trying to join, but the lobby's just not open quite yet. So they're getting him back in. As you guys can see, we're waiting on the Native Red boys, but going into Street Strongholds, this is one of my favorite map game type combinations to watch. Just because of how fast it is, the loose trip caps that you'll see, players really just put it all out there. And it can be a 250 to 249 finish, or it can just be an absolute whopping 250 to 0.
Well, we're gonna find out right here, right now. It looks like we're getting started here. It's gonna be on the streets once again. Again, remind you, game number 2, Gamers First dominated on this very map, but Slayer plays a lot different than Strongholds, and Native Red have been known to be one of the better Strongholds teams that we have in the league. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know who the favorite is coming in here, but I know I want to see a game 5. I don't care what's the series, but I know I want to see me a game 5, so I guess I'm a Gamers First fan for this game number 4.
Well, Tony, we saw that the stats weren't with them. 0% win percentage when they go down 1-2. Stronghold's not their strongest suit either. Only a 43% win percentage against top 16 teams in season 2 of HCS thus far. And it just paints a picture where it feels like this game is going to be just hard for G1 to overcome. Everything is stacked against them. But if you want to cement yourself as a team that's constantly fighting for top 3 at major events, these are the games that you have to win. These are the series where you have to grit through and find a victory. This is what really determines who the top teams are from the good teams.
We're gonna find out if Gamers First can dig deep, because that's exactly what we're gonna have to do here on the streets. Game number 4 is on the way. Native Red, one win away from becoming your champions, coming, and not even coming as the number 1 seed, by the way. Not even coming as number 1 seed. Had to deal with SSG earlier. Had to deal with G1 earlier in the bracket over in the winner's side. They've had a hard journey to get here into the grand final. They've deserved every bit of it, but I think Gamers First do as well. I think they fought valiantly through the lower bracket. I think they've really toughed it out. And I'd be excited for Gamers First to send us to a game number 5, but we'll see what we can do here.
Man, I feel like we're seeing the trademark Native Red chaotic pushes right away. These guys get scrappy, they get fast, they get loose, and well, you're already seeing the results. It's plenty of players going down, but Boo Boo Doo has something that's different about him. His ability to stay alive in positions where he has no business living is second to none in this game.
Double cap coming in early for Gamers First, but it's already Native Red that put G1 3 down and working on not only the Bravo but the Charlie side as well. So although an early lead for Gamers First, the trip cap is what really dominates in strongholds, and that's what Native Red have.
Oh my god, it's a dominating trip cap, and you have to think, how long can you let the trip cap stand, right? Every second it's 2 points on the board. You let it go just a second too long, suddenly you find yourself down by a huge score line. That splinter grenade just absolutely tore apart that player at top A. But they are going to be able to recover. They are going to be able to capture A, and at the last second, B gets stopped. Oh, G1 was so close to scoring. Instead, they're going to have to go back at it again. You can see Native Red already won that fight at B, and Suspector wants to get through to C, but his position's well known, and he just can't move forward.
My player to watch out for this series is going to be Taulik. He's already top 10 in the league when it comes to KD on strongholds. But then on top of that, he usually ends strongholds with the most captures on his team as well. He's an absolute strongholds demon, a large reason why Native Red's bread and butter is this very game type. So keep your eyes out on Taulik. Not quite the start we want to see from him just yet, but Native Red still have the lead. Soul Snipe still has rockets, so I'm not complaining.
This is just brutal for G1. Nothing's going right. Soul Snipe doesn't even have to waste a second rocket, moving back towards C as he wants to influence these spawns. It looks like they are going to play for the trip cap, and depending on how fast Soul Snipe can play, they can try to keep trip cap pressure up. Boo Boo Doo Boo and Suspector get the kills, but Manny, he's at the back of C. He stops it single-handedly. Taulik has to deal with the 1v2, but it's a trip cap that's on board for just a bit longer. The score line getting further and further apart. Over 100 points that G1 have to overcome at this moment, and no hill has been for free. Look how fast Native Red is constantly playing into these hills.
This game number 4 is not indicative of how exciting this series has been so far, but as of right now, Native Red are cleaning house and dominating here on streets. Finally, Gamers First showing some kind of resemblance of control to steal away Bravo and Charlie at the same time. Looks like they're able to defend one. Falcated goes down. Gamers First losing those numbers, so Native Red want to find the butts in the hill, but Boo Boo Doo Boo with the flank of a sentry.
Boo Boo Doo Boo got through, but Truck had the steady shot, perfect shots to reversal on to Boo Boo Doo Boo, and now B's gonna switch hands, but it's not just about getting 2-cap control. You really have to start dictating the pace of this game. You have to start getting Native Red to go 4 down, and that's been the toughest challenge yet. But here we go. G1 starting to get a little bit more comfortable. Soul Snipe's able to survive the first, but Falcade cleans up the kill, and C eventually changes hands. Can anyone stop Manny? It's Boo Boo Doo Boo, but perfect shots take him down once again.
Beautiful shots by Manny. It looks like Gamers First are trying to play Charlie's side, but Manny has something to say about that. A backside flank's gonna be caught by his former teammate in Suspector. That Stalker rifle forcing Manny to back down immediately. Falcated, daring anybody to enter the Shadow Realm. He's trying to duel this out with the Bulldog. He's forced to back down here over toward the mid-side. Meanwhile, off the screen, Gamers First finding back-to-back kills. Sab doing the damage onto the final player in Drug. 3 go down for Native Red, and looks like the double cap coming right back in, and G1 moving in for the trip.
Nothing's free when you play against Native Red. They're able to stop A just in time, keep the score for a bit longer. Sav was able to get these rockets, but the spike grenades make him weak, and Sav's, he's just in an awkward spot. He wants to get in a better position to shoot off these rockets. He spots Soul Snipe, easy kill, but he only has 2 more shots left in the Stalker rifle. He needs to find a secondary weapon.
And Sav does have the help that he's looking for in Falcated. Like I said, running out of ammo quickly, but does he realize that? Wastes the rest of the ammo out with the Stalker. There's 3 members of Native Red that's right in front of him. Down to 1 shot. Sav goes, anticipates the push, and goes in for the early melee. The fact that Sav is still alive right now is amazing. Finally, he goes down courtesy of Taulik. G1 once again having 3 on the respawn screen, and once again Native Red locking in this setup. 2 members of G1 push onto the purple side, and they're spotted right off the rip.
Yeah, it's gonna be up to Boo Boo Doo Boo. If he's going on this flank, do they spot him in time, or is he able to get an easy pick? Soul Snipe's making himself a hard kill, and Manny has the escape, but Boo Boo Doo Boo stays alive. Boo Boo Doo gets the kills, and now G1, look at the pressure they're providing. It's a trip cap that's on board. This is what G1's been waiting for. How long can you maintain this pressure? It's not looking pretty for Native Red, as they're gonna have to fight into side of C. But with rockets coming up, G1 can run away with the scoreline.
And they already finding the slaves that they're looking for. Native Red might have been able to get away with C, but they're not going to get rockets. They're going to end up going 4 down. So if Gamers First wants to, they can push right back in for the trip cap, which is what they do. Sab not going to be contested here with rockets, I would imagine. So G1, all they really have to focus on is A.
Oh no.
Okay. All right.
That second rocket went right into the back fence, and Sab was worried for a second, but he was able to stabilize his shot, gets the kill. And we're starting to see control starting to firmly be in the hands of G1. The Falcon, oh, he was made a unicorn. Oh no. The magical weapon sits down at the stairs. That red gun could change hands, and that could have a drastic change in results. As you start to see Manny pick up the important kills, he's pushing into C, using that shroud screen as cover. There's no one that can see him from the bottom. So he's gonna change hands, but G1's quick on these rotations, but they have to keep winning the slays, and that's a tough ask. Look at those spike grenades. Look at how much damage they do. Tog's getting in, trying to find the second, but Suspector stays alive. A huge live from Suspector.
But I believe it was a player on Native Red that was able to get away with the shotgun. I want to say it was Manny who shrouds out right away. So now G1 might be forced to nade him out, and that's exactly what they do. Big plays coming in. Boo Boo Doo now gonna snatch up that Bulldog, but it's not gonna be enough to take down Soul Snipe from the A side. So A still changes hands. Soul Snipe gets his hands on the Bulldog. Right back over toward the Bravo side. The setup is locked in once again here for Native Red. A, B on the board. Points coming in as they quickly pass the 200-point mark.
But it was a good run from G1, right? They get themselves right back into this game. It's about 100 points they were able to get before the stop happens, and even then they were at a 50-50 advantage where they can still go and try to play for a double cap right away. They're successful at that. But what everything comes down to is this next rocket play. Sab's trying to go on the flank, but I think his position's well known. He gets through, but not before the kill comes in. Soul Snipes a powerful position right here. Red gun looking down the sight. That's important. And Manny gets away with the booms.
Even the drop wall, not enough to stop Native Red from getting a hold of these rockets. Off-screen talent does fall, but Manny daring anybody to cross. Doesn't find the kill on the Sab, but looks like his teammate does. Long range shot, gonna take 2 at the same time. Double kill with the long range rocket here from Manny. BC setup, moving in for the A side. Gamers First still have yet to spawn on the map. The trip cap is in.
Hey, it's a 2-for-1 coupon that he translates into a trip cap. 3-4-3 set. We're sorry that first one didn't count. We'll let you get everything you want and more. It's a trip cap for Native Red, and it's a GG in the chat. G1 is struggling to move their way out. Soul Snipe's getting kills. It's just 2 more ticks. It's a last desperation push towards B, but Soul Snipe has the Bulldog, and it's gonna bark Falcated down. And that's game and match for Native Red. They are the HCS Open Series Week 1 champions.
Native Red not only able to beat out SSG, but also able to beat out G1 not 1 but 2 times. The second time here in the grand finals where it matters most. Native Red are your champions, and it was one hell of a run in the HCS Open Series 2K tournament. Started off on Sunday. We finally got to the dramatic conclusion here, and Native Red showing us that they're still that top 3 team from Worlds. They're still one of the most dangerous teams in the HCS that nobody wants to match up again. Watch out for Native Red.
This team is, I feel like Charlotte has that asterisk on it because this team wasn't there, right? I mean, top 3 finish at Worlds. They can do anything. They are the team that can upset anyone. Loose, scrappy, the longest tenured team in the HCS right now as well, have been stuck by each other for so long, and you're starting to see the dividends. You're starting to see them win some crucial tournaments, get some pro points. And honestly, this tournament was so important for this team, Tony, because they didn't have that many pro points because of their lackluster finish at Charlotte, missing Druck for that tournament. It's going to help them with their seeding, because seeding is going to be so vital coming into these next few tournaments.
Yeah, I got the chance to talk to Tasha, and he said these 2K tournaments are going to be more important this season, much more important than in season 1. So expect to see the likes of the Optics and the Phases signing up for these. Expect to see the Native Reds, the SSG, and the G1s fighting hard to get these wins, because these points do end up mattering when it comes to seeding. Native Red starting off strong here, and man, what's crazy, well, you know what's really crazy to me is that Native Red are better on land. So we just saw them play absolutely lights out online here in the Open Series, but they play even better on land. I wish Druck was at Charlotte. I really do.
Yeah, I feel like the entire tournament would have been so different, right? Like, if Native Red was there, who knows what changes? Who knows what upsets we could have seen? Who knows how far this team could have gone? But right now, it seems as if they're trying to cement themselves in as that third place team, right? Beating SSG in this tournament, beating G1, beating all the question marks that they had, never dropping a match in the entire bracket. Native Red are your champions. And